3 new free agents revealed in Supreme Darkness. Now, the only thing I know about these, I have not read these yet, but what I heard about these is that they are 3 new cards that are all supporting one of the crossover breakers archetypes. So like, I think this one is supposed to be support for the, I forgot its name again. The Apo, it used to be Apodracosis, but now it has a different name. Yugioh. And then there's a template skipper, which is meant to be Malice support. And then there's an Xyz rank 4 that is meant to be Ryziel support. So, but I haven't read them yet. So let's see. We've got Dark Sea Serpent, Dry Eagle, which is a level 10 water sea serpent. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn each. If you have 3 or more level 10 monsters on your field, graveyard, and or banishment, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard as cost. This card gains 500 attack. Then if the sent card was a monster, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. Otherwise, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Okay. This does not strike me as a particularly good card, because setting up 3 level 10 monsters is not the easiest task, right? Like, that requires most decks. Basically, if you're playing level 10 monsters, you need to be playing already, right? The field spell does it, but I think if you resolve the field spell, you're already doing pretty well. But the in the Yugioh deck, you probably can do it. But the thing is, like, the payoff isn't that great, is it? Like, I'm looking at it here and I'm like, okay, well, if my deck can already play, what is my payoff? I special summon a level 10 that like mills 1 or 2 cards and maybe does 1000 damage. I guess it's a time win con. But you can easily search it in the deck, so it's like fine, but it's nothing crazy to me, honestly. Like, it doesn't feel like that's what the deck was missing. Template skipper, level 1 Dark Cybers, my favorite type. 0 attack, 0 defense. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect once per turn. You can special summon this card from your hand to your zone a Cybers Link monster points to. During your main phase, you can banish a Cybers monster from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, when you Link summon this turn, you can treat this card as Link material with the same name as the banished monster. That is Malice support. That does feel like it would combo quite well with most of the Malice cards if you don't have Shifter, right? Because you can like normal summon any Malice, link it off into a Link 1, special into this, and then banish that Malice monster from the graveyard so it comes back. And it even copies the name, so it becomes a Malice monster. Basically. Okay. That feels alright to me. That feels alright to me. You know, relatively easy to special summon, allows you to banish a Malice and copy and becomes a Malice monster. That's alright. I haven't tested Malice yet to say whether you would like to play this card or if the deck is fine without it, but it seems fine to me. And then we've got Twins of the Eclipse, which I think just based on artwork, this card already wins. Rank 4 Light Warrior, generic, rank 2 with 2500 attack. Rank 4, Link just needs 2 level 4s. For this card's Xyz summon, you can treat rank 4 monsters you control as level 4 monsters. You can only use the second. Okay, so what happens? What happens to the materials of those monsters? Do they fall off or do you keep them? They fall off? Okay. So this is like a gigantic Spright, but for rank 4s. That's funny. You can detach 1 material from this card. This card can make up to 2 attacks. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 2 other rank 4 or lower Xyz in your grave, special one of them, and if you do, attach the other to it as material. Oh, that seems good. Now, what I have heard about this card is that you mostly don't summon it. You attach it to something from the extra deck, I think. Or something. Because the on-field effect for this card is not that great. Like, the on-field effect is not that great, but this second effect is a pretty nice effect for follow-up, right? So, like, if you have a way to send it from the extra deck directly to the graveyard, which I think Ryziel does, you can basically treat it as a Monster Reborn, right? You basically just have a Monster Reborn for your rank 4 deck if you have multiple rank 4s to the graveyard, right? Ryziel can send it with X-Ryziel and then attach it to Detonator. Yeah, I think that's... So there's Detonator, which can attach a monster from the graveyard as material, right? And then there's X-Ryziel. Give me a second. X-Ryziel, which is special summon this card from your hand by sending an Xyz monster from your deck to the graveyard, right? So you can, like, on the first turn, you can send it to the graveyard, and then you can reattach it to Detonator, which then, if the Detonator leaves the board or if the material gets detached, you can use the effect to bring back a rank 4. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. So the best archetype gets the best support. It's true. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the best support out of the 3 goes to the deck that is already the best one out of the 3. So we're gonna further strengthen Ryziel the most because, like I said, this card is not terrible, but it's definitely the worst out of the 3 for the Yugioh deck. But okay, it doesn't strike me as like a badly designed card though, is my thing. Like I think the way this card works is still pretty cool. I kind of like this card. And then last but not least, we have Double Fusion that was announced like yesterday or today as a new V-Jump promo, which has a very simple effect of pay 500 life points, fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. Then you can fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. So, card is called Double Fusion, and that is quite literally what it does. You just have the text of polymerization twice. So yeah, it's just poly, but 2 in a row, which I thought about this morning. The only thing that I can think of for this card that is kind of funny about it is that you can summon a Guardian Chimera without having monsters on the field when you activate this card. That'd be cool, because then you could, the way you would do it is it requires a lot of monsters, but you would poly into like a Garura on the field, and then in the same chain, you can, like within the same chain link even, you fuse off that Garura and make a Guardian Chimera. So it's like you know where like sometimes you can't make a Guardian Chimera because your opponent like banishes your only monster with SP or something. That's the only thing I could think of, but that's like how many monsters do you need for that? 4? No, 3. No, 4. You need 4 monsters for that. Sick. Yeah, I don't think this card is gonna be good because it's not as searchable as Poly, right? Like the only reason people play polymerization is because they can get it for free with Patchwork or something. Other than that, every archetype only uses their own fusion spell. I don't know.